Today we're going to talk about a topic that's often underestimated, yet it can literally change our future. Why should we as women invest in real estate as early as possible? And here I'm not just talking about making money, it's much more important than that. You'll see, some of the reasons might surprise you. And the last one in particular could very well change the way you see investing. I'm Agatha and I've been investing in real estate in Dubai for over 10 years. And here I share everything I've learned to help you invest wisely and avoid the pitfalls. So if you want to take control of your financial future, subscribe and make sure to watch until the end. Before we start, just a quick note. I'm not here to promote militant feminism or to pit men and women against each other. My goal is simply to show you with supporting figures why real estate investment is an even more strategic lever for us women. It's not a matter of ideology, but an economic reality. And as you'll see, the facts speak for themselves. Reason number one, gaining financial independence. Investing and becoming a homeowner isn't just about money, it's about freedom. Today, many women are financially dependent on their partners, sometimes without even realizing it. Everything is fine until the day everything changes. A divorce, a layoff, an unexpected event, and suddenly you find yourself without a safety net. Did you know that according to INSEE, 1 in 5 women falls into poverty after a divorce? That's huge. And the worst part is, it's not always about income, but about planning ahead. A concrete example, a woman who earns a good living but always put everything into joint accounts with her husband without investing in her own name. Guess what? If they separate tomorrow, she could end up with no savings, no assets, huge expenses, and no source of passive income to help her bounce back. And it's even worse for those who put their careers on hold to take care of the children. They often find themselves having to start from scratch unless they invested beforehand. Owning property, generating passive income, it's much more than just a comfort. It's security, and it's an exit strategy if you ever need one. It's being able to say, I stay because I want to, not because I have no choice. And that's why you need to start investing as early as possible. Not to anticipate the worst, but to give yourself the freedom to always do what's best for you. Of course, I wish everyone a happy and fulfilling marriage. But let's be realistic. 1 in 2 marriages ends in divorce. And beyond that, no one is immune to hard times. So might as well be prepared, right? Reason number 2, the wage gap. We earn less, so we have to invest more. Let's talk numbers. On average, women earn 15% less than men in equivalent positions. Yes, in 2025, that's still a reality. And it's not just a matter of injustice, it's an economic fact that has huge consequences for our financial future. Why this gap? Because we more often have career interruptions. Maternity leave, part-time work, career changes, and even when we work just as much, our raises come more slowly. As a result, we end up with lower salaries and sometimes even fewer retirement benefits. But wait, the worst part is that it doesn't stop there. In some sectors, the gap can reach up to 30%. Because many women work part-time, often due to imposed choices like family obligations and managing the household. In short, our salary is reduced right from the start. And what does that actually mean? It means that if we only save from our salary, it will take us much longer to build up capital than a man. A man who, for his part, earns more, saves faster, and can invest earlier. And this is where real estate investment changes everything. Because if we can't earn more right away, we can invest more intelligently. The earlier we invest, the more we build up assets that work for us. The value of a property increases, the loan gets paid off over time, and eventually we generate passive income that makes up for our salary gaps. Basically, we take back control. Want a striking figure? A woman who buys a property at 30 and rents it out can 20 years later receive a monthly income higher than the average pension from a traditional retirement. So rather than putting up with this pay gap, why not play by the rules of the game and start investing now? Reason number 3, divorce and financial insecurity. And why is it important to protect yourself? It's a reality we talk about far too little, but in the event of a divorce, it's often women who end up in financial difficulty. Why? Because, as we saw earlier, they have lower salaries, career interruptions, and often the responsibility for the children. And that doesn't go away with divorce. Quite the opposite, in fact. And let's be honest, alimony payments sound good on paper, but in real life, 40% of them are either not paid or arrive late. Yes, 40%. Which means that on top of dealing with the separation, many women end up juggling completely chaotic finances. And without a safety net, everything can get very complicated. Paying rent, providing for the children, regaining stability, it's incredibly stressful. So what's the solution? Owning property or having passive income from renting. It's a real lifeline. It's what makes the difference between suffering through the situation or handling it calmly. Because if everything falls apart tomorrow, but you own an apartment, you have a roof over your head, you have security, and even better, an asset that can generate income, be sold, or serve as support to bounce back. I've already seen friends of mine end up in catastrophic situations after a divorce. Women who had given everything for their families and who overnight found themselves with nothing. And believe me, telling yourself you're starting over from scratch at 45 when you had built everything, it's chilling. So don't let that happen to you. Reason number 4, because it doesn't stop there. The inequality in retirement pensions, now that's a real problem. Did you know that women receive on average 40% less than men once they reach retirement? 40%. It hurts, doesn't it? But it's not a surprise. We earn less, we took breaks to take care of the children, we worked part-time, and in the end, we're penalized for the rest of our lives. And the worst part of all this is that the cost of living is skyrocketing. Retirement pensions are struggling to keep up with inflation. So what do? Do we just wait until we're counting every penny? Picture this situation. You've worked your whole life, you've given it your all, and at 65, you end up with 1,200 euros in retirement, while your rent alone is already 800. How are you supposed to live on that? Now, imagine a different reality. A reality where, in retirement, you receive 2,000 or 3,000 euros in rent every month. You're no longer dependent solely on the state, you're free. And that's the advantage of real estate investment. The earlier you invest, the more you build up an income that protects you in the long term. Because having passive income means no longer being afraid of the future. I have a client who once told me, if I had known, I would have started investing when I was 30. Today, I'm retired and I have to deprive myself of so many things. Whereas if I had known, I could have been at ease. Don't make the same mistake and start preparing now. Reason number 5, we live longer, so we need to plan ahead. Another very important point, we live longer than men. On average, a woman lives 5 to 7 years longer. At first glance, that might seem like good news, except you have to finance those extra years. And let's be honest, getting older is expensive. Health, medication, specialized care, medical expenses skyrocket as you age. Adapted housing, retirement homes, in-home assistance, just these can cost several thousand euros a month. I recently saw a study that said 70% of women in nursing homes rely on social assistance. 70%. Makes you think, doesn't it? The problem is, when you retire, your income goes down, but your expenses go up. If you haven't planned ahead, you can quickly find yourself counting every penny or even financially dependent on your children. But now imagine a different reality. Imagine that you have rental income coming in every month, even at 80 years old, that you don't have to worry about the cost of your housing or your care, and that you can remain independent right to the end without ever depending on anyone. That's what real freedom is. And the only way to achieve that is to invest early to prepare for the future. I have a friend whose grandmother, poor thing, ended up having to sell all her jewelry to pay for her retirement home. That really struck me, and I decided that would never happen to me or to my loved ones. And finally, we come to reason number 6, which for me is the most important: gaining your freedom and choosing your own life. Beyond all these numbers, there's something even more important: financial independence. Because in the end, what are we really looking for? To have a choice. The choice to work or not. The choice to take time off without stressing about your bank account. The choice to start your own project, to create your own business, to travel, to enjoy life without being afraid of running out. In short, the choice to live by your own rules. And that is priceless. Because true freedom isn't waiting for a race. It's not depending on a partner, an employer, or a government pension. True freedom is having income that comes in no matter what. Do you know what motivates me the most about investing? It's not just about having money, but knowing that no matter what happens, my children will never lack anything. It's telling myself that I'm building something that will last, and above all, a legacy that will protect them as well. And that's exactly what real estate investing is. A generational wealth that allows you to be free and to keep your loved ones safe from want. And now it's your turn to choose. Keep waiting and let the years go by, or start taking action and take control of your future. As you can see, investing early in real estate isn't just a good idea, it's a necessity. We earn less, take on more expenses in case of separation, have a lower retirement income, and live longer. So waiting is simply not an option. If we don't prepare for our future, no one else will do it for us. But the good news is you don't need to be rich to get started. There are strategies available, even with a small budget. The important thing is to take the first step and take control right now. Let me know in the comments where you are in your investment journey. Have you already invested? Are you still hesitating? I want to know your opinion. If this video helped you, like it, share it, and most importantly, subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming tips. And if you want to invest in Dubai, whether to diversify your assets or generate passive income, contact me directly. I'll help you find the best opportunities and avoid the pitfalls in this market. We'll be back very soon with a new real estate topic. See you soon.